Okay. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jahad Book back again with another motherfucking video. But before we even get into all that, please go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, share if you care and all that good YouTube stuff. And yeah, let's get into this video. Okay, so today, as you can tell, I'm clearly not in the best of moods. I'm not even about to get into it. Today has just not been the best day, and I'm just not in the best mood today. Everything is pissing me off. Like, I don't know why. Like, everything pisses me off. Something I learned, I get this from my mother. This because I noticed, like, she's a Virgo. Virgos get irritated with a lot of little shit very easily, and I inherited that trait from my mother. Like, literally everything and everyone pisses me off, and I don't know why. Like, just everything pisses me off. Like just every fucking thing makes me mad. And then today's just one of those days where it's amplified. Like, that's me naturally, but today it's like on a billion. Like, everything is just pissing me off. Like, shut the fuck up. No, I can't help you. Leave me the fuck alone, bitch. Why are you talking to me? Like, that's just been the mood that's the mood I've been in today. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted. But I just wanted to talk about something that's kind of been on my mind for the past couple of days, and I figured maybe this will help me get out of my mood making a YouTube video. Because usually when I make a YouTube video, it helps me get out of bad moods. I don't know, because it helps me focus on something else. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Anyway, basically today's video is just me talking. Like, you know, I get over here and just talk sometimes. But today I kind of wanted to talk about my views on religion, I guess, because I feel like it's not really clear what I believe in for my YouTube. It's clear that I believe in God. I feel like everybody knows that I'm talking about God all the time. God is very real. But I just wanted to be like, I don't know, I wanted to just kind of break down my views on religion. I feel like it could kind of give y'all a little bit of insight on the way that I see the world. I don't know. I feel like the way I view the world could help a lot of people. I feel like it could really, like, wake a lot of motherfuckers up as well. I'm not saying I'm like, you know, fucking a messiah or something here to wake up the world, but I personally feel like I have like some good viewpoints on the world that a lot of people don't know about, I guess, or don't really think about. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I view religion and God and spirituality and all that shit in such a unique way that I feel like I should dedicate a video to it to kind of give people an insight of how I view the world. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. First point I want to make, though, before I even get started, first point I want to make is I believe in God. Now that there's no doubt about that. I believe in God. God is very real. I don't care what nobody ever says. You can never convince me any otherwise. Even on the days that I be having beef with God, because sometimes he be getting like, sometimes I'll be like, God, why are you putting me through this? Look, I don't. What's going on, sir? Do we got beef? Like, did I do something? Like, why are you putting me through this test, God? Okay, come on now. Look, I know you think I'm one of your strongest warriors, but you about to make me commit suicide. I'm not even trying to be funny, but like, God, come on now. You're doing a little bit too much. So like, even on the days that I got beef with God per se, beef is like, I still believe in him at the end of the day. God is real. There is one God, one true God, one true creator. One. Not two, not three, not a few. One. There is one. I don't give a damn what you were taught. There is one. And he's real. He's very real. So real that you can't even begin to fathom it. Anyway, so that's the first point I want to make. God is definitely real. So that's the first thing I want to say. Second, I believe in God, but I don't. Let me start over. I identify as a Christian and I believe in God, but I don't identify as a Christian and believe in God the way most Christians identify as a Christian and believe in God, if y'all get what I'm trying to say. So I'm not even going to speak on the perspective of a lot of Christians. I'm going to speak on my perspective. So I personally believe that, like, the Bible is, okay, let me start over again. A lot of Christians think the Bible is so black and white and like it's so like you have to do it exactly like this, or you're just going straight to hell and all this bullshit. I don't believe the Bible is as black and white as people try to make it out to be. One, I think that the Bible is more so like, I think it's a blueprint. I think the Bible is a blueprint. Like, I'm trying to think of an example. So I think the Bible is a blueprint and a guide to kind of help you throughout life when certain situations may arise. And I'm trying to think of an example. So like, let's say when you're in school and you got to take an exam at the end of the semester or at the end of whatever in high school or college or whatever, the teacher gets you prepared for it, right? You study, you do study guides, you take practice tests, you do, I don't know, activities, stuff like that. You fill out study guides, practice, all that stuff. I kind of believe that the Bible is kind of like that. It's like a study guide to help you pass tests throughout life, if that makes sense. And I think that it's not necessarily something that's supposed to be so black and white, because I believe that the Bible is, and this isn't even just the Bible. I kind of think this for all religious texts, but we're just going to stick to the Bible for right now. I'll get into the rest later. But I think the Bible is like a living, is literally a living testimony. Like, it speaks to individuals. I feel like the Bible speaks to each person differently. Like, two people can read the same page in the Bible, but take away two completely different messages. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. The Bible kind of speaks to you depending on your personal situation and your personal stuff that you're going through on that day and time that you're reading it. And that's my first thing, the first point I wanted to make with like the Bible. I feel like it's not necessarily something that's supposed to be followed so black and white or you're going straight to hell. I think it's more so just a guide, a blueprint, and a tool used to connect to source or God, or, you know what I'm saying? So that's the first thing. And I think that's the same thing with all religious texts. Like, I feel like for Muslim people, that's the Quran. That's what they use to connect to source. That's their blueprint. For Jewish people, the Torah, that's their guide / blueprint. You know what I'm saying? And then for Christians, the Bible is their guide / blueprint to connect with God and to learn less. You know what I'm saying? So that's, if y'all get the point I'm trying to make, I feel like it's a guide. And it's not necessarily something that you, like, if you fuck up one day, you're just not, I don't feel like you're just condemned to hell for, like, one thing. Now, obviously, there's certain things that's more severe than others, and you are going to pay the consequence, to your mistake, because at the end of the day, that's just a universal law. What do they say? Like, for every reaction, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So everything you do, there is a consequence, whether it be a good consequence or a bad consequence. So you still do have to, like, watch the choices you make, because regardless of what you believe in or how Christian you think you are, at the end of the day, if you do something, there's a consequence for every choice you make, regardless. So you still do have to kind of watch that. But that's the first point I wanted to try to make. Second, I personally believe that most religions are all the same. See, I just remembered another point. I told you I forgot something. But I was going to say another point that, oh, y'all like my wall, by the way. Yeah, decorated by yours truly. But the other point I was trying to make was, I feel like one of the main differences I noticed with Muslim religion, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but Muslim religion and Muslim. One of the main differences I noticed with Muslim religion and Christianity is that they both believe in Jesus per se, but the only difference is Christianity believes that Jesus was like the main, like the biological son of God, and whereas Muslims kind of believe that he was more so a prophet, and which is in a sense still the son of God, if you ask me, because I feel like we're all the children of God. Just so if you get what I'm trying to say, so I feel like it could be either way. Like, I feel like I don't necessarily believe in one way or the other. I just believe that Jesus was real, and he could have either been a prophet or he could have been the biological son of God. I don't know. I wasn't there however many thousands of years ago. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I see it. I feel like there's a possibility Muslims could be right. There's a possibility Christians could be right. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I just know God's real, and I just choose to keep praying, if you get what I'm saying. I also feel like that's another, like, thing that causes so many arguments between religions is everybody wants to be right, when in reality everybody should just accept that nobody has the full picture. We all have little pieces and parts, and we all need to work together to make to create the full picture, to come together to create one big picture, to truly understand who God is. You see what I'm saying? I feel like each of the religions have a different part or idea of God, but they don't put them together. I feel like God is so much bigger than just one religion. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like humanity as a whole needs to come together to really truly understand who God is and just how grand of a scale he is. Like, well, we can't really fully fathom it because, like you said, or like, you know, like we know God is too big for us for any person to fully truly process. But I feel like it would still help if humanity would stop being so divisive and instead try to come together and to create. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like humanity would be so much more advanced and far along if they wouldn't be so divided and would come together. That's the one thing. Religion is about religion is a lot of times about divisiveness. Like, a lot of religion divides people up. It really does. And that's a problem. I feel like regardless of what you believe in, you can still help your fellow brother, help your fellow man, help somebody, you know, and when you see them struggling or down. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you see somebody in need, help them. It doesn't matter if they're a fucking Muslim or believe in or Judaism. Like, if you see somebody in bad shape, you should just be a good person. I feel like people need to work on their hearts. I feel like God is in your heart. I feel like you need to keep your heart right. And then that's when you truly get to know God, get to learn God, get to understand God, is when you work on your heart and stop worrying about what the fuck the next person is doing, or stop trying to be so Bible this, Bible this. You can call all the fucking scripture you want. If your heart is not right, you are not a Christian, period. You're a witch, bitch, like I said. Like, I feel like the Jewish religion, Christian religion, Muslim, Islam, Arabic, whatever you want to call it, all of it's really the same. It all teaches the same shit, just through a different perspective and through different, like, people and lessons. Like, and if you really pay attention, most of the, like, major religions, that Abrahamic religions, they're all the same. They're literally the same. They all stem from the original, you know, Bible, in Hebrew or whatever. So I don't know. They just all come from the same place. So it's like, that's the first thing I noticed. And then another thing that has never really sat right with me with Christians is, like, I don't like how they just assume that their religion is right above all other religions. I feel like God can use anybody to like to speak through. You know, I feel like God can speak through anyone. I don't care what religion you come from, what your sexual orientation is, or what your past is, or your lifestyle, or whatever. I feel like God can use anybody to speak. God, a lot of Christians try to limit God to some little small ass box, like he's not God. Like, God is God, he's everything. Like, what the fuck? So I just feel like it's foolish to limit God to such small standards. But yeah, that's just me. Me personally, I identify with Christianity because that's what I was born into. That's what I was brought up in. Y'all know me. For the people who've been watching me for a while, y'all know I was basically the pastor's kid. I was raised with my grandmother most of my life. So she was a pastor, had her own church. I had to go to church every Sunday, Bible study, all that shit. Like, I was about as church kid as they come. So I had to go to church, whether I liked it or not. So that's why I identify with Christianity, because that's what I was brought up in. But I also don't feel like it's my place to tell somebody they have to convert to my religion because yours is wrong, because mine is right. I don't fucking know. I was like, you know, like, all these books were written before I was born. Who is it? I don't know. I don't like how Christians just are a lot of times it's my way or no way, you know, or it's, my religion is right over yours, your religion is wrong, you're going straight to hell. A lot of Christians are like that. And I hate that. Like, I really do not like that, because it's not my place to tell a Muslim, oh, you're going to hell for being Muslim. You need to be a Christian to go to heaven. No, bitch. That's not how that works. I feel like any religious text from any of the, like, you know, major religions is just a guide or / tool to help you to connect with God. Another thing, I feel like in all these religions, you got like I feel like Allah, Yahweh, Yeshua, El Elohim, Abba, all these different names for God. I feel like it's all the same person. like all these different religions have all these different names for the same person, in my opinion. I feel like it's the same person. It's just different cultures throughout time have came up with different names and have interpreted him differently. And that's really all I see it as. It's the same. They're all this. All the religions are really the same, just interpreted differently through different people and different cultures and eyes and whatnot and yada yada yada. But all those different names for God as Jehovah, that's all the same person to me, if you ask me personally. That's just my view on it. Another thing I wanted to talk about was, I feel like religion is about control. I don't even like, if you really pay attention, this is another thing a problem I have with Christianity. Really all religions, but Christianity specifically, I feel like it's just about control. Like, because if you really think about it, something that also never sat well with me with the Bible is that, one, there's 1,000,000,001 different translations and versions of it. And the original Bible was in Hebrew, and some words can't even be translated to English because they don't even have, like an English version for that. So it's just like, that's another thing. And then there's only one Torah, one Quran, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think there's only one of them, but there's like 1,000,000,000 Bibles. Also, another point I forgot to add, there have been many Bibles, or sorry, not Bibles, there have been many books in the Bible that have been left out. That's another thing that never sat well with me. Like the Book of Enoch, that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. But there are many other parts of the Bible that have been left out that, once again, the Vatican also have in the archives. But we're not about to get into that. But I'm just saying, like, there are parts of the Bible that have been left out. Like, it's just like, if it's so like holy and let me not use the word holy, because I do believe the Bible is holy. But if it's so important, why would you leave parts out of it? You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying, like, I just feel like religion is about control. So, like, I don't get that. I never get that. Like, there's a King James version, a King Arthur version, a King Queen version. Like, why the fuck is there so many damn versions? If it's the word of God, it shouldn't change. It shouldn't be interpreted different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing. So that's another thing that's never really sat well with me. I don't know. It's just another thing. I don't know. That's just me. But I feel like religion is about control, and a lot of times I feel like they just want, a lot of Christians and people in the church and, people in the pulpit, they just want to be able to control people. Because a lot of people in the church are evil and wicked, and they just use the Bible to get their way with people and to get over on people and to manipulate people into doing what they want them to do. Like, that's why you hear stories of pastors touching little boys all the time, or raping girls, women, and children, all that shit. You hear stories about that in the church all the time. I can't tell you how many times I see a different story about that on YouTube every day. So that's one thing. I definitely believe religion is about control, whereas spirituality is more so about freedom and accepting who you are and just being yourself, but still trying to be a better person for the greater good of humanity. So I kind of like am somewhere in between religious and spirituality. I'd say I'm probably closer to the spirituality side, but I definitely am a little religious in ways, for sure, but that's just because that's how I was raised. Another thing, there was another point I wanted to make. I actually took a religion class in college, for the people who don't know, because this stuff has always been very interesting to me. Like, I like to know history facts about religion and how cultures were created and religion and all that stuff. And I learned in the religion class that Christianity isn't even the oldest religion. It's not even the oldest religion. I looked up what the oldest religion was known to man, and I think it's Henotheism. Which is essentially, basically, Henotheism is the acknowledgement that there are other deities and spirits or whatnot out there, but there's only one true God that created everything. Which, if you really think about it, that's sounds like Christianity right there, because even Christians believe in demons and warlocks and all this shit, you know what I'm saying? But they still acknowledge that there's one true God. So that's kind of what I think. Like Like that, they kind of are similar, Henotheism and Christianity. So I feel like Christianity might stem from that. Another thing, I personally believe that Christianity was, so for y'all know, I've talked about this. My grandpa's a Freemason, and I know a lot of people think the Freemasons are demonic and all this shit, which I'm not gonna get into all that. But all I know is for my grandpa don't strike me as demonic. That's all I'm gonna say. And he's a Freemason of the 33rd degree. And we ain't, I don't, obviously he could be keeping a whole bunch of shit behind from me. There might be stuff that he can't tell me because I don't know the Freemason rules. But I've always been interested in like picking his brain when I'm around him about the stuff that he knows about the world, the secret stuff, the esoteric knowledge stuff like that has always interested me. Also, sorry, just another quick point that I thought was interesting. This doesn't really have anything to do with religion. This is just another thing, like as far as like the Freemasons having secret knowledge that not a lot of people know about, that I thought was interesting. My grandpa told me this once. Did you know that if we go by the original calendar that was originally made, like back in ancient times, it's only like the year 1640 something. It's not even 2023. It's like we're actually in the 1600s still. But because I think it was like Julius Caesar and Augustus, whatever the fuck, they were so full of themselves when they were in power and control and kings and in like ancient Rome or Greece or whatever the fuck, they added 2 months to the calendar. They added August and July. Those months were not originally in the calendar. It was only 10 months, but now we have 12 because of those two motherfuckers who were just so full of themselves. They were like, I need a month named after me. So that's where July and August came from. Julius Caesar and Augustus. So I'm just for the bitches who didn't know, we're actually only in the year 1600, not 2023. So yeah, just some more esoteric knowledge for you bitches. So he's never really struck me as demonic. I think the Freemasons, they just know the true history of the world that was just information that's been lost. But anyway, the point I was trying to make is, what point was I trying to make? Oh, I know. But I personally believe that Christianity is, how do I want to say this? Okay, I believe that Egypt is the birthplace. And if you really look at the Bible, they'll tell you Egypt enslaved the people and all this stuff. And, Jesus freed the Hebrews. I'm not going to get into all that. But I personally believe that Egypt is the birthplace of everything. The birthplace of all knowledge and all that stuff. Because it's like the pyramids are the oldest thing on the planet. So clearly that's proven that they're the first civilization. They can't even get rid of the pyramids even if they wanted to because they're just too big. Like, it's more work to try to tear them down and just leave them there. So that's a fact. We know that the pyramids are the oldest structure on the planet. So therefore they come from the oldest civilization. But I've always been interested in like ancient civilizations and stuff like that. But also I believe that I personally believe that Christianity was stolen from ancient Kemet. So how do I want to say? So I feel like ancient Kemet was the original people, the original culture, and then Yakub came along and created the white people, and they came and overthrew the, I don't know, it sounds crazy, but I think they overthrew like the black people. I feel like Egypt is where everything was started, and then later and whenever, sometime throughout history, white people were created, came along and invaded Egypt, enslaved the enslaved the Kemetians. I don't know how you would say that. The ancient people of Kemet. I feel like they enslaved them because Egypt didn't even used to be called Egypt. It used to be called Kemet, which is like the land of the black, or it stands for something like land of the colored or something like that. But anyway, Egypt used to be called Kemet. And I think that they invaded, enslaved the people, took all their knowledge, and then like all their knowledge on history and religion and God and medicine, everything about everything. They took all their wisdom, hid it in the Vatican, and then enslaved us and then created their own religion, Christianity, which I also saw a documentary about this where they talk about it. But I'm gonna put the documentary in here, so if y'all want to watch it. But they basically enslaved us and then regurgitated our own shit back to us generations later, once after we forgot about it. You know, they basically made us forget about our own culture. They enslaved us, made us forget about our own culture, and then created Christianity and then regurgitated it back to us, but left parts out just enough, but gave us just enough to control us. And like, I don't really like, I hope y'all get what I'm trying to, because I'm not really doing a good job at explaining this, I feel like, but I'm trying to basically make the point. I feel like they took the actual religion of Egyptians or Kemits, and they took it, enslaved them, and then regurgitated it back to them, you know, generations later after enslaving them and all that stuff. That's the first thing I believe. Second, I also think that, like, I don't know, like, people, I believe the Vatican knows all this. They have the true, I feel like the Vatican has the true history of the world. Like, the Vatican knows everything about everything. Like, I feel like if you really want to know what the true history of the world, get into the Vatican archives. Like, if I was the Pope, bitch, oh my God. But no, I feel like the Vatican has like the true history on everything. Another thing, I don't believe the Freemasons are demonic. I think the Freemasons are they just know lost knowledge. I just think that they know lost knowledge. And like in the documentary that I'm going to put in this video, they talked about it, and they showed how like the Egyptians had concrete. They showed how they had a whole bunch, like, Egyptians had a lot of stuff back in the day that people don't even know. Like, they had prosthetic limbs, they had concrete, they had brain surgery. Like, they had brain surgeons, they had all that, a lot of the stuff we have today, they had 5,000 years ago in Egypt. They had all that. And so that's just my, like, and a lot of people don't know that. They think that ancient Egyptians were just primitive, dumbass people with tools and shit. No, they were very advanced. Honestly, they were probably more advanced than we are today. Like, I genuinely believe that they might have even had electricity, bitch. I don't know. But I know that they had concrete, and I know that they had brain surgery. I know that they had prosthetic limbs. They had a lot of shit in ancient Egypt that people would be blown away today if they, like, knew the truth. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like my grandpa talked about the Moors. There's a lot. Because this video is going to be too long if I really like break it down. But like, there was ancient people who were black. The original, like I said, the original man is black. I don't care what nobody says. The original people are black people. And then whenever the Romans and Greeks came along, they invaded Egypt, overthrew it, enslaved the people, and then generations later fed their own religion back to them after they forgot it. That's also another thing. Like in the one song with Beyonce, "You Can't Shoot the Nose Off My Pharaoh." That's another thing that they would do. They would actually shoot the nose off the pharaohs of the statues and stuff in Egypt. They would literally knock the nose off the statues, because so that way you wouldn't be able to tell that it was a black person. Because if you look at all the sculptures and stuff in Egypt and stuff that are still today, those are not fucking white people. The way they depict ancient Egyptians as light-skinned white motherfuckers is not true. We all know that shit is a damn lie. White people do not have thick-ass lips like us. They do not have our full noses. They don't, those statues have Negro features. Like, that, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we all know. So that's what I'm saying. They literally enslaved us and then fed our own culture back to us whitewashed. That's what I believe. That's genuinely what I believe. So that's why Christianity to me is already like a whole loophole or a whole just complex situation within itself. But like I said, I still do. I personally identify with Christianity just because that was what I was raised in. And I do believe in the Bible, but I believe in so much more than just the Bible. I feel like the Bible is like there's so much more than just a lot of Christians just are like teach, oh, just the Bible, like all you need is the Bible, and which in a sense all you need is God. But like there's like they'll tell you, like, I don't know how I want to say this, like, I'm not necessarily saying I do all this stuff like with the crystals and sage and stuff, but I don't necessarily judge people who do, because it's like I just don't feel like it's my place to tell somebody about their culture. Like, that's just how they were raised. That was what they were taught, to get in tune with source and whatnot, yada, yada, yada. And I don't necessarily think that makes somebody demonic. I feel like what makes you demonic is your heart posture and how you treat people. Demonic to me is how you fucking act towards people. Like, you can be as Christian as you want and quote as much scripture as you want, but if you are out trying to do bad by people, you're a fucking witch, bitch. You know what I'm saying? You're a witch to me. Like, that's witchcraft. Witchcraft is not necessarily somebody, you know, sitting up in a room doing spells and shit. Witchcraft it is that, but it can also be like just somebody who's just always nasty to somebody, or somebody who's jealous of somebody for no fucking reason, or somebody who wants to see somebody die simply because they're doing better than him or them, like a lot of my bitch ass haters. But that's witchcraft to me. Like that's what a witch / warlock is to me. Just somebody who is just an evil ass person, not necessarily because they believe in a certain religion or practice a certain practice or whatnot. It's just somebody who is, their heart posture is just that of a demon. Like, it's literally just people who walk around. It's people who are literally, there's a thing I like to say. Like, I'd be like, if I see somebody who's like just, I know, nasty, I always be like, oh, that's a demon in a man's body. I say this shit all the time. But yeah, like, there are a lot of people walking out around here, and it's literally just a demon in a human's body. So that's personally what I think about that. I'm trying to make sure if there's any other points that I wanted to make in this, because I'm trying to make this video too long, but I also want to get all my points out, because I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I really wanted to talk about this, because this is always been a very touchy and interesting subject to me. But I just feel like I should get on here and say something, because I don't know, I just wanted to do it. Like, I just kind of wanted to give some people some insight into my mind, I guess, because I never understood or liked that Christians are just so black and white and so rigid. Like, that's literally the problem with the world. People want to keep people in a box. Like, a lot of Christians try to make you like act one way and be a certain way, or if you're not this way, you're not of God and you're going to hell. Well, who's to say what is of God? You know, like, who's to say how you should be? No, there are 8.5 billion people on this planet. If you think every single person on this planet is supposed to be the exact same, you're the dumbass, if you ask me. Why would God make everybody the same? Everybody is unique and different. The world is truly full of color. It's literally colorful, but Christians try to make it so black and white. Another thing I learned, that the word sin doesn't even mean like what a lot of Christians think it means. The word, if you look up the definition of sin, it means to miss your mark. That's the original definition of sin, to miss your mark. So I feel like when like God be like, oh, you sinned or something sin, it doesn't necessarily mean like you're a bad person. It means you missed your mark. Now you know better, so do better. You know, that's kind of how I see sin. But that's a whole different topic for another day. But there was something else there was another point I wanted to make that I cannot think of. I don't know, but a lot of Christians just want to control people, and they use the Bible and their religion to do that. And that's not even just Christian people. That's all religions. A lot of religious people just use their whatever religious text that they are, you know, affiliated with to control people. And that's the truth. That's just the fucking truth. A lot of religious people just want to control people. That's why I broke out of that way of thinking so many years ago, that now I just kind of live life. And I don't necessarily think drinking a little alcohol or smoking a little weed every now and then is necessarily bad. I think what's bad is when you do it too fucking much, to the point to where it's like fucking up your goals, affecting your day. You know, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're not handling your shit. I feel like if you work hard, it's okay to relax sometimes and just take a break. But I feel like you also need to make sure you have a balance with it and not take it too far. Because I have a problem with weed, as y'all know. Like when I smoke, I smoke a lot. Like when I'm on, because I know I'm an on and off smoker. So when I'm smoking, I smoke too damn much. And it's something that I've always struggled with. And I'm working on it. I don't know if I'm ever going to fully stop, but I am trying to like calm down. But it's just, but yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily feel like anything is all bad. I feel like there's good and bad in everything. Nothing. I don't feel like anything is all 100% bad. It's like a balance to it, and you just have to find that balance. And it can become bad if you overdo it. Just like if you eat too much, you get fat, you get unhealthy, you get obese. Or if you sleep too much, you get lazy and you get depressed and you do a whole bunch of shit. Or I don't know, it's just a lot. Or if you are busy too much, eventually you'll burn out and just crash out and fall on the floor. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a balance. Life is literally about a balance, and you have to find your balance and what works for you. That's why I just learned to block out Christians, because most of them just be talking shit anyway, because they just want to fucking hear themselves talk. I just learned to block Christians out anyway, like a long ass time ago. Because if I hadn't learned how to do that, I would have committed suicide a long time ago, worrying about what the next bitch got to say about me. So basically, I guess that's the point of this video. Don't worry about what a bitch got to say. Basically, fuck these hoes. Live your life. Do what works for you. Be the best person that you can be, that you want to be. Be who you want to be, and just try to make sure that that person that you want to be is going to help society and is going to be like a benefit for the greater good of humanity. Now, I do feel like that should always be a thing. You should always want to be better, not just for yourself, but for your loved ones and for the greater good of humanity. I feel like that should hold true regardless of what religion you believe in, regardless of what. You should always want to strive to be a better person. And I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I feel like there was a couple other points I was going to make, but I just couldn't think of them. I'm gonna start writing shit down before I record videos like this, because I'm tired of being all over the place. I want to have more cohesive thoughts when I do stuff like this, but I just was not in the mood today, and I just wanted to get on here and do this video before I didn't feel like it. Because me, when I want to do something, I gotta do it right when I think about it, or because 5 minutes later I might get depressed and be like, no, I don't feel like doing it now, just lay in bed. That's how I am. I battled bipolar depression. I battled it since I was a little kid. Like, I'll be happy, 5 seconds later, the smallest thing can happen, or even nothing happen. My heart drops, and I'm just like, oh, I'm depressed now, and I don't know why. And then I'll just go lay down. It's a lot, bitch. But that's really all I wanted to do. Basically, like, kind of give some insights on how I view Christianity. I talked about the religion class I took. I talk about the ancient Egyptians and how I feel like Christianity is a spinoff of that. I feel like Christianity is a spinoff of African spirituality. That's what I should have said. Let me go ahead and say that, and I'll put the clip in the beginning. But yeah, I feel like Christianity is a spinoff of African spirituality. I feel like they invaded Kemet, and then they, took their religion and then fed it back to them. So that's that. I feel like, was there any other points I was trying to make? I don't know. I think that was it. But yeah, that's basically my views on religion and spirituality and all that stuff. I just kind of wanted to give an idea of how I see the world. And I believe that you should always pray, no matter what religion you believe in. You should always pray, try to keep a regular prayer life and connect with God, Source, Allah, Yahweh, Yeshua, whatever you want to call them. Because like I said, I think they're all the same person. Whoever you identify with, I think, unless it's Satan. Now, that's the only person who ain't the same person. but for you bitches who go try to say, oh, well, Satanism, no, we're not talking about Satanism. We're talking about the Abrahamic religions or whatever. So yeah, I think that you should pray always, and just try, like, to just get better as a person on each day, and make sure, like, you're just always keeping Sabbath per se, and like, just try to, like, just sit and just be with God. I think that's really, a lot of Christians get it confused. They're too busy trying to be like, oh, you need to put you in a box. No, I think God just wants you to spend time with him. He's not judging you. He's not worried about I feel like God is not worried about a lot of the little shit that Christians try to say that he is. I feel like God genuinely just wants us to just spend time with him. Like, hey, my child, just spend time with me. You got to think about it. God is literally like our father slash mother. He's our parent. I'm gonna just say it like that, because I feel like, I personally believe God is man and woman as well. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Earlier. Another thing that bothers me about Christianity, I feel like a man wrote the Christian Bible. I really fucking do. I feel like some fucking white man wrote the Christian Bible. I hate how, if you really look at it, I do not like how the Bible's really written from the perspective of, like, a man who, like, the Bible teaches men should run the world basically, and women should just kind of be submissive and be the servant to the man, or be like the fucking assistant to the man. It's like, it's very male centric or male oriented, whatever the word is. Like, it's very, I don't want to say misogynistic, but the Bible, if you really look at it, a lot of stories in the Bible are written from the perspective of like a man, and they like to, like, it teaches you the woman should submit and the man should be in charge. And I don't believe that at all. No. If anything, I should feel like it should be the other way around. Because let's be real, women are way more smarter and advanced than men. Like, men are fucking dumbasses, and they piss me the fuck off. I think women are way more mature than men, way more advanced, way more just women are just better than men, period. Like period. They just are. And obviously there's a dumb bitch somewhere. Obviously there's bad people everywhere, but overall, women are just better than men. And honestly, more women need to be in charge. Like, I agree that more women need to be in charge. And I don't like how the Bible is so, it places the man on such a pedestal. Okay, well, what about the woman? What about the queen? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of ancient African cultures, women were the monarchs. Women were the ones who ran shit. Women were if you really do your research and look up shit, women were the one who were in charge a lot of the time. And even with that one movie with Viola Davis, what was it called? The Woman King? Like, they literally had women fighters who were way better than the men. Like, you know what I'm saying? They had a woman king. Like, they believed that there should be a woman king as well, who was on the same level, if not greater than the man. So I'm saying, so that's I feel like women are just, and if that also kind of explains a lot of shit, because if you really think about it, what is the worst or the most put down species or person on this planet? The black woman. That alone to me is enough proof showing that something ain't right, something ain't clean in the buttermilk, as Lovely T would say. The black woman is the most unprotected species on this planet, and it's not fucking right. And I just don't like how society and religion has just, and this isn't even just Christianity, Muslim cultures and all that stuff, they do that too. They teach that the woman is basically just here to serve the man, and I don't like that, because no, if anything, it should be the other way around. A woman can literally create a fucking human in their body and bring it into this world. That's literally a fucking superpower. Like, a woman can literally create a person. Like, if that ain't like, what the fuck? Like, a woman can literally create a person. And maybe that's another reason why they're trying to learn how to make men make babies for the people, because you know how they're trying to like figure out how to put a uterus in a man and all that shit now. And I'm not about to get into a whole debate with all that shit, because like I'm not about to do all that. But I'm just saying, like, maybe that's another like sign to show like whoever behind the scenes, they're trying to figure out how they can do that so that way they can get rid of women. And no, we need to rise the fuck up and protect black women period, but black women more specifically, and black people more specifically, because like I said, we are the original people. But I'm just saying, like, literally, like, that I feel like that's proof that they're literally trying to eradicate women. And I don't like that. No, because women are really like, I feel like more women need to be in charge. I feel like if women were in charge of a lot of shit, or more in charge of a lot of shit, the world would be so much more peaceful, and it would just be so much better. Like, the world would just be better. Like, this whole war with, you know, Gaza and Palestine and the Congo, Sudan, all these shit's happening right now, I feel like would not be a thing if women were in charge. Like, because it's just like, men are so fucking just stupid some fucking times, and just so low vibrational, and just think with their dicks and muscles and who has the biggest fucking bomb. And it's just like, bro, can we just use our fucking minds for once? Can we use our fucking head? Can we use our heart? Can we use some human compassion and empathy for fucking once in your entire fucking life? Yes, there's a place and time to beat a bitch up. Sometimes you gotta put your hands on motherfuckers because bitches want to try you. Sometimes you gotta fight back and you have to go to war. Yes, sometimes you have to prove this is the line and you bet not cross it. But 99% of the time, shit can be solved if bitches would just sit the fuck down and talk it the fuck out, if you really think about it. And that shit is crazy, because men are just so fucking just little ass boys. Like, so many men in today's society are just little ass boys, bro, and just need to grow the fuck up. Like, so many men are just so fucking immature, and just society has just allowed men to just become not shit. Like, like a lot of, not all men, I'm not talking about all men, but like, if I'm honest, if I'm being honest, in my opinion, most men today are just not shit. Like, and I'm not even talking about relationship wise. I'm just, a lot of men are just misogynistic asses. Like, bro. And I just feel like they need healing. Like, a lot of men need healing. And it's just, I don't know. If you really do your research back in ancient times, women ran shit. Women were more in charge. And I feel like that's why these ancient civilizations were so great and so powerful and so advanced, because they understood the divinity of a woman, and they understood that, like, they just understood certain principles. And we've kind of lost that in today's time, especially in America. America is the least spiritual out of all out of all countries. I feel like America is like just the most spiritually stupid. Like literally, Americans are fucking dumb. And I understand why other countries look at America like we're fucking crazy, because like what the fuck? Like, I don't even want to get into that, but like, I understand why other countries just look at Americans like, bro, Americans are fucking retarded. You would think that Americans are fucking retarded, because let me not, sorry, I don't like saying the word retarded. Sorry, I'm sorry if I offend anybody. But a lot of people, you would think that Americans really are stupid, like, as fuck. Like, so I don't know. I'm gonna get off here because this video is already about 40 minutes long. I might have missed a couple other points. If I think about them later, I'll just record myself and put it in here somewhere. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just want to get in here and talk about my views on religion and how I kind of see the world for people who don't really get, because I'm always talking about God, but then I still smoke and drink and cuss and all that. Yeah, look, I do. But I also work my ass off. I'm working to get better. I'm working to provide for my family. So, and I know my heart is heart of gold. I treat everybody with respect. I don't judge anyone. And there's not a bitch on this planet who can make me think less than myself. I don't give a fuck how much weed I smoke. I don't give a damn how much alcohol I drink, which I don't even drink a lot. I don't give a fuck how gay I am. So for all you little fucking fake ass Christians out there who let me not do that. But, but for all you little fucking fake ass Christians out there who got something to say about me, fuck you, bitch. Anyway, it's like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of times Christians just be mad because they're like, with me specifically, I'm not speaking for everybody, but I feel like they be mad at me because they just be like, it's more so a view, it's more so a problem within themselves. They're like, God, like, it's like something about their spirit is irritated. They can't fathom that God is blessing a faggot right in front of their eyes. And it's like, they just can't handle it. Like, yeah, God's blessing a faggot right before you. He's blessing a fag, a man who likes men, right in front of your eyes. And there's nothing you can do about it. And it's like, bitches just can't handle that. Like, they really can't, like, a lot of Christians really can't process, like, God, you're blessing, but he's gay. He's gay. He sleeps with men. Why are you blessing him? Why are you giving him, why are you doing good by him? And it's like, bitch, let's talk about your past. But anyway, so, I don't know. I just wanted to get in. I don't know. I just feel like I had to talk about that. I don't know. This has been on my mind lately. So I guess I'm about to go ahead and get off here, and I'll see you on the next YouTube video. And yeah, I hope I got all my points out. I know I forgot a point or two, because there was a lot of shit I wanted to talk about. I don't know. I'll just have to put like a black screen and type the words if I forgot it, or just record myself and it'll be a different time and I'll put it in the video. But yeah, so I'll see you on the next YouTube video. God bless and stay royal and all that good YouTube stuff. And